Hey VC, it's Glenn in South Texas, and it's time for another video. Thanks for tuning in, and I want to wish you a happy Easter. Today is Easter 2022 down in Texas. So what did we do? Well, me and my family cooked a brisket. Actually, I cooked the brisket, and it turned out pretty good. It was a really nice Texas Easter, and we got a little bit of rain in the afternoon, and it's been dry down here in South Texas, so it was welcome, even though we had a little bit of a hailstorm as well, but wasn't too bad, so we'll call that all good. And I hope you had a nice day with your family. Got a few quick things to show you here, some interesting stuff. Speaking of Texas, I want to show you this one. Let's go ahead and take it out of the sleeve. This is a single by W.C. Clark and Stevie Vaughan from 1979. The single is called Rough Edges. Stevie Vaughan and the Cobras. Now, W.C. Clark is still out there performing. He's in his early 80s. It's backed up with my song. And this is a tough one to find on Whole Records. Anyway, if you've never heard W.C. Clark, man, he is awesome. He's a master of blues and jazz and funk and soul. Man, the guy is just a fantastic guitar player. He plays the bass as well. And he was actually with Stevie Ray Vaughan and Luann Barton in the Triple Threat Review, and that was just before this. Again, this was recorded in 1979, and some great stuff. Rough Edges and My Song. It's Stevie and the Cobras on this one. Again, W.C. Clark, somebody you definitely don't want to miss if he rolls through your town. Great musician from the state of Texas, and he actually taught Will Sexton and Charlie Sexton how to play guitar. One of his many, and he's played with everybody. So don't miss W.C. Clark if he rolls through your town. And we want to definitely put this one back up and take good care of that one, because that is a hard one to find, kids. Now, staying down in Texas, you know, Jerry Jeff Walker passed away not too long ago. And since I started making videos, I wanted to talk about this album. Jerry Jeff Walker, as you know, was from, I believe, upstate New York. I could be wrong. Maybe he was from New Jersey. I guess I should have done my homework before making this video. Anyway, Jerry Jeff moved to Texas as fast as he could and left us with a landmark album. Jerry Jeff Walker and the Lost Gonzo Band, Viva Terlingua. Now, if you don't know about this album, the thing is, it was all recorded live in Luckenbach, Texas. Yes, that Luckenbach, Texas. I'm not too far away from there, about an hour away. And this was a great album. It was recorded, you know, they rolled in a truck out there in the middle of nowhere, basically, in 1972, I believe it was, and recorded this album. And being that it was that time, you know, the early 70s, there was a lot of extracurricular activities going on, and there was a lot of fun happening behind the scenes. You've got songs on here like Getting By, Desperados Waiting for a Train, which is an awesome song written by Guy Clark. Sangria Wine was a song you may have heard of. The London Homesick Blues, Home with the Armadillo. Every song on here is a classic. At least down here in Texas, we consider this to be one of the holy grail Texas music albums. Up Against the Wall, Redneck, Backsliders, Wine, and there's a song on here called Wheel. Now, Wheel has always been my favorite track on this album, and it was recorded late at night, and everyone in the band had taken LSD. So they were all tripping when they did that song. And it's really, it's one, if you've never heard it, it's an awesome song. Wheel. And you'll find it on here. Viva Terlingua, the late great Jerry Jeff Walker, and the Lost Gonzo Band. Definitely want to pick that one up. I recommend this one highly. Let's see, what else have we found? Well, oh, something else. I've got to say, I picked this up. Laid Back, promo copy. And it's about a VG. And I got to say, and it's a white label Capricorn. White label promo. And, man, what an awesome sounding record. I'm going to have to find me a promo copy of this in like near mint condition, because this is just one fine sounding album. And I know it sounds great on its own, but being an early pressing promo copy, man, this thing just leaps out. I mean, you know, Greg Allman and the band are right in there with you, man. J-Mo playing the congas and the bongos, and oh my gosh, man, they're just right there in front of you. Fantastic stuff. Try to get you a promo copy of this. I was completely blown away, and that doesn't happen too often, you know, especially this was early 70s pressing, you know, and they weren't making a lot of really great sounding records at that time, but this one certainly takes the cake if you can find a promo copy of that. Also, another find, another Texas find, Nancy Griffith, who passed away not long ago. This is really a great album cover, and if you look close, you'll see Lyle Lovett is in there. Can you pick him out? He's in there. You know, he was one of the guys, you know, when Nancy Griffith was just really starting to break out a little bit in the singer-songwriter, Texas singer-songwriter circuit. Lyle was there, our old friend Robert Earl Keen, and so many others in that class of singer-songwriters, Texas singer-songwriters, Nancy Griffith. And the last of the true believers, right here. What else have we found? I actually found a bunch of kids albums, and I thought, I don't know if I want to show these, but there's some really interesting stuff. Here's the Puffin' Stuff soundtrack. This has got Mama Cass featured in it, Martha Raye, and Jack Wilde, who, man, what a tragic story. Jack Wilde started out as a child star, and as so many do, he went astray, and you know, I think he started out in Oliver. Then he was in HR Puffin' Stuff on the TV, and then made the leap into movies. And I just thought it was cool to find this on the Capitol label there. And so that was one of the ones I found. What else? As far as, I mean, there was some interesting kid stuff. We had Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yeah, I know. That's a... But it was kind of interesting to find all of these in really nice condition. They're not in bad shape, and so that was kind of nice to see. You know, because you run across these kids' albums, hey, little Willy Wonka. Who does not love Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? If you're my age, man, gotta love you some Willy Wonka, man. So pretty cool to find that. This, I believe, is some kind of a... I don't know if it's not a bootleg. Oh, it's a golden record. Okay. So there you go. And then, as most of you know, I do collect the living stereos, and I found some great living stereos in the same collection that I found the kids' records in. It was in a teacher's record collection, and she had recently passed away after... Man, I think she was at the school she was at for like 60 years. And she took good care of her records. You know, there wasn't any psych or anything like that, but it was nice to find these really clean living stereos. Some really good titles here. And I'm not going to bore you with acting like I know a whole bunch about classical music, because I don't. But I do love listening to it. And I do know that living stereo classical albums sound really, really good, most of them, and some of them are collectible. And so my living stereo collection grows. I'm just kind of a geek that way. I like to collect them. So there you go. I'm still looking for like those $1,000 ones. What's that ballet album, that Living Stereo, that's like worth, I don't know, $500,000, something like that? Nah, just kidding, of course. Finally, I want to give you a little hope when you're out there. You know, I'm with you. I can't pass by a thrift store without going in and just checking them out, especially if I know they have records, because you never know. Because every now and then you get lucky, and you might go in there 100 times and not find anything. But you know, there's always that little voice in your head going, yeah, but what if this time? What if I go in there and they're just now putting them out? You never want to pass up a thrift store. When you got a few minutes, go in, check it out, because I got to tell you, man, there was nothing in this box of records, a huge box of records. Most of them were all beat up. And just, you know, Mantovani, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Not that there's anything wrong with any of those records, but amongst them was this. How about this? This is a mono copy of Love's first album. Now there's a name written on the label there, but this record is in excellent condition. And I have my stereo, and now I have my mono copy of Love's first album. And it was all because I thought, you know, I need to go in. I've got to look. I can't pass by this thrift store without at least taking a look. And boom! Hey, sometimes it pays off. So there you go. Not a whole big long video today, but I wanted to check in with you. I wanted to wish you a happy Easter, and thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all very much. Hope you have a wonderful week, and we will talk again soon. I'm Glenn in South Texas. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll talk again later.